Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to lesson 4. And I'm so excited for this lesson because I know that everybody loves the selection that we've been reading. And we took a break from it, but it's okay. It's called A Summer in a Day, remember? Yes, remember it's a story about that takes place where? In Venus. And what happens? It rains every day for how long? For 7 years. Who was my main character? Margot, right? What about her? Nobody liked her. Why didn't they like her? Well, first of all, she remembered the sun, right? So because she remembered the sun, she came from Earth. She knows what it feels like. Nobody likes her, right? They do what to her? They bully her, right? And they take it to an extreme measure. And what do they do to her? They lock her in the closet. And because of that, what happens? The cause was that they locked her in a closet because they really hated her. What was the effect of that? What did she miss? She missed the sun, right? Yes, I know some of you are telling me how sad that is. And yes, you're right. It is completely sad. So it's not the way that we wanted the story to end, but that's just how it ends. So let's get started with today's lesson. We are in lesson 4, and students will be able to determine the relationship between the setting and characters. So there's a relationship between the setting and the characters. It is our job to determine what it is. So remember, the characters in A Summer in a Day are in Venus. So if they were not living in Venus, boys and girls, and they were living on Earth, would there be a problem? No, right? So this story would not exist. So there is something related between the settings and the characters. So the setting is affecting the characters, right? All right, let's get started with our key points. We're going to identify the setting. So where does it take place? It's an underground, it's a classroom setting, and it's outside with the sun when it was shining once it came out. And then they were inside after the summer. Identify the character changes. Well, how did they change? From depressed to joyful or joyful to depressed? How are we going to do that? We need to reread the selection. We're going to label the setting, the sun, the cloud, and the house. We're going to think fast. Remember, remind me what think fast means. Feelings, action, set, and thought. So what does fast mean? Feelings, action, set, and thought. What does fast mean? Feelings, action, set, and thought. Good. Why is this important, boys and girls? It's important to know why the characters have changed because of the plot or setting. Remember, what did we say plot was? Plot was events, right? So it's important to know why those events happen according to the setting. Okay, our content framing question for the day is, what is a deeper exploration of the setting and characters reveal in A Summer in a Day? Remember, if the setting changed, would there be a problem? No, there would not, right? Because it went from Venus to Earth. And what happens in Earth? The sun comes out every day, right? Well, almost every day. So there would be no problem. So there means that the setting is affecting the characters. But what is it doing to them, boys and girls? Is it making them kinder? Is the rain making them kind? No, right? What do they do to Margot? They lock her up, right? But when the sun comes out, what happens? The children are running around like a chicken without a head, right? Yes. All right. So this is what I want you to do. Yes, we are going to watch a very short movie, but I want you to take out your response journal. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds to take out your response journal. So 30. So you're taking out your response journal. 25. 20. Don't forget to put your name, date, and goal. 15 seconds to take out your response journal and start making a T-chart. 10 seconds. All right. By now you should have your composition book in front of you or a blank piece of paper. You should have already done a T-chart. On the left-hand side, I want you to write similarities. So this word right here, similarities. So how are they similar? We're going to compare the story that we read from paper to this short video. So how are they the same? On the right-hand side, which is on the other side, you're going to write the differences. So how are they different? So a lot of times when a book is written and then it's converted into a movie, it's not always 100% accurate, right? Those of you that read Harry Potter, you know some things are different, right? Any of your favorite books that have been done into a movie, you know that some things change, right? Either you like it or you hate it. So today we're going to analyze what changed in this movie according to the selection. How are they the same, similarities, or how are they different? All right, let's go ahead and start playing it. So what happened there? Is that something similar or different? Remember, the kids were playing outside. They were having fun. They kicked something. It landed near Margot, because we could infer that's Margot, right? What did she do? Did she play with them? She didn't, right? Is that the same as the selection? It is. Remember, every time the kids would play, Margot wouldn't. She would just kind of stand there. She wouldn't smile. She wouldn't move. The author compared it to a old photograph that was dusted. So that is a similarity. So by now you should have at least one similarity. Now, a difference. Have we found a difference now? Well, the speaker didn't really talk about the outside, right? So that could be one of the differences that you jot down. Make sure you're jotting down your similarities and differences because we are going to share in class.
Please stop. Do the scientists really know? Will it really happen today? I wonder what it's going to be like. Probably like the last time. I'm a little scared. Me too. So am I. What are you all so scared about? Nothing happened to us last time, right? We're still here, right? What do you think you're doing? Can you hear it? It's letting up. Listen. No, it's not. Besides, Mrs. Callahan put me in charge. She told me to make sure everyone goes under the lamps, and that includes you. But the sun's coming out today. So what? So we don't need them. Yes, we do. We always need them. Well, not when we have the sun. Don't you know what the sun does? Yes, I know what the sun does, but like everybody else. You think you're special just because you're born on Earth?
What is it, William? What is it that can't wait till I get to class?
Margot won't go under the lamps.
Well, why not, Margot? Margot, I know how much you've been looking forward to this, but don't let your hopes get too high. You know, sometimes nature can be fickle. It's been 9 years since the sun paid its last visit, and then it was only for an hour.
So, boys and girls, is that something that is similar or different? It's different, right? In the selection, we didn't really hear the teacher at all, other than the first time that she left the classroom, right? And the children were leaving, going everywhere, dancing like a chicken without a head, right? But in the movie, we actually do see the teacher, right? And she's actually talking to them, and she actually put William in charge. I know, right? So ironic. Anyway, so she's talking to them through a TV, right? Kind of looks like a TV. Remember, this is a science fiction. So we're pretending that the things that happen are real. So that is a similarity, or is it a difference? It's a difference, right? Because we didn't hear the teacher in All Summer in a Day, the story, and it didn't happen through TV, right? So make sure you're jotting those down. All right, let's continue.
Well, I don't care if it's only for a minute.
I understand how you feel, but you still must go under the lamps.
Do I have to?
What else is different, boys and girls? Did the story tell us that they go under the lamps? No, right? Why do they go under the lamps? They're trying to get a little bit of sun, right? They're trying to mimic the sun. So is that a similarity or a difference? Make sure you write it down. All right, let's continue.
Yes, I insist. Margot, why are you hiding that? It's beautiful.
I don't know. It's not exactly the way I wanted it to be. Mrs.
Class, I want you all to look at this. Margot, tell everyone about your painting.
Well, I tried to make it how it looked when I lived on Earth in Ohio. There was sun all the time. I can still see it, but I just can't paint it right.
How lucky you are to have lived on Earth long enough to remember the sun so vividly. Now we have to keep our fingers crossed for the rain to stop and for our sun to shine on our planet so that we have lovely memories too.
Just like the Earth, we're the only planet that can sustain life in our solar system because our sun is close enough to keep us warm.
Paula?
Our sun is mostly made of hydrogen and helium. And the center of it rises to 20,000 degrees.
Count again, Paula. Count your zeros.
Oh, 20 million degrees.
No, I don't think so, Paula. According to my calculations, it's exactly 20,301,000 degrees.
Paula, what would we do without Michael?
William?
William, it's your turn.
What?
We were talking about the sun.
Oh, yeah. The sun is made of two gases. One is hydrogen.
Never mind. Margot?
Hey, I'm not done.
William, you know you're supposed to contribute something new about the sun and not repeat what has already been said. Now, please pay attention. Margot?
The sun is like a flower that blooms for just 1 hour and fills our worlds with light and leaves us feeling bright.
Oh, that's lovely, Margot. Did you write it?
Yeah, it's a poem.
It's just lovely.
Do you want to take a look outside?
Thanks. Oh, doesn't look like it's gonna stop. Matter of fact, looks to me like it's coming down even harder. Right, Michael?
Oh, yes. Precisely 1.5 times harder than it was an hour ago.
But we still have almost 2 hours.
Well, I say it's not gonna stop. I say the sun's not gonna come out at all.
William, why do you hate me so much?
Alright, I know that you love this movie as much as I do, but we do need to continue with the lesson, and yes, we will continue watching it tomorrow. So boys and girls, I wanted to show you or remind you where this story is at. So it is under teens. Make sure you go to reading class, and it's under general files, and it's right here, All Summer in a Day by Ray Bradbury. Remember, you can zoom in, you can print it if you want to. It is available here. So anytime you have an exit ticket based on All Summer in a Day, this is where you can come to reread it or get textual evidence. Okay, boys and girls, so I want you to take out your composition book, open it to a blank new page, and I want you to do this. I want you to put your name, date, and goal on the right-hand corner. And today is November the 2nd, 2020. Your goal is to master BWA 5. And on the title, I want you to write double entry journal. So this is going to be the first time that I introduce you to a double entry journal, but this is something that 4th graders have done. And this helps us with the STAR test, boys and girls. So I want you to write this down. Anything I write here, you write. So the purpose for this journal is because it's going to get us STAR ready. So yes, anything I write, you write. It's going to get us ready for the STAR. We're also going to include textual evidence. So it's very important, boys and girls, when you tell me this is the answer, that you're able to support it with text evidence. And on here, I want you to do something that looks like a T-chart, because eventually it is a T-chart. So you need a brand new page. So if you still have space on your T-chart from the similarities and differences, I actually need you to do a brand new one, double entry journal, because we're going to keep adding to this every single day. So every day that I say open your page to the double entry journal, you're just going to go to your notebook, open it to this page, and we're going to keep adding questions as the days progress. Okay, so I want you to write here, this is going to be for lesson 4. And I'm going to give you the question, and then on the other side, you would give me the textual evidence. So let me write it here. This is the question. So eventually, it's kind of like a T-chart, and this is where your answer and textual evidence are written. So we call it a double entry journal in 4th grade. It also looks exactly like a T-chart, so yes, you can call it also a T-chart. Okay, let's write our first question. So I want you to write question number 1, and it is the reader can infer that the students, so remember I write, you write, think Margot or Margaret is being dishonest about the sun because so I know that the students don't believe her, right? They think she's being dishonest. Why do they think that, boys and girls? So let me give you 1 minute to copy this. So the reader can infer that the students think Margot is being dishonest about the sun because, So you're writing the question, and then we're going to go and answer it and include textual evidence. You have 35 seconds. Make sure you write small. 20 seconds. So why do they think that they're being dishonest about the son? Or why do they think she's being dishonest about the son? Why don't they believe her? Alrighty. So let me zoom out. Remember, anytime we're going to answer a question, we always use a complete sentence. Format matters. That means we answer the question. So the reader can infer. So we're not answering the question just yet. We're just getting it ready. The reader can infer the students think Margot is being dishonest because, so this is where we pause and we haven't answered the question yet. All we've done is we've done format matters. That means we take our question and turn it into an answer. The reader can infer the students think Margot is dishonest because remember, when we infer, boys and girls, we get clues from the selection and we put them together and we know that this is what they're thinking. Well, why are they thinking that? Well, there's clues that tell me that. So let's go back to our story. And I want you to focus, so don't worry if you didn't finish writing the answer, the partial answer, because we're going to get textual evidence. This is exactly where our answer is going to come from. And I want you to focus on this paragraph. It says, Margaret stood apart from them, from these children who could ever imagine a time when there wasn't any rain. They were all 9 years old, and if there had ever been a day 7 years ago when the sun came out for an hour and it showed its face to the sun world, they could not recall. So boys and girls, why do the children don't believe Margaret? Why do they think she's being dishonest? Why? They don't remember the sun, right? How old were they? If they're 9 years and it came out 7 years ago, how old were they? They were 2 years old, right? So can they remember the sun? No. So can we include this as textual evidence? Absolutely. So let's go ahead and write our answer. Let's go back to our double entry journal. Let me zoom in. So the reader could infer the students think Margot is being dishonest because they don't remember the sun. So I know that's true. How do we know that? Well, my textual evidence says, so this is where we write it, my text evidence is I'm going to copy word by word from my selection. That means I have the story in front of me, and all I did is I'm going to copy word by word from what we just read. So Margaret stood apart from them. That means they're not the same, right? They're different. So because of that, they think she's being dishonest, right? They don't remember the sun. They were 2 years old. They think they do, boys and girls, but no. What's my text evidence? How old were they? So the children were 2 years old. Let's write it down because that's also text evidence. Now, I'm not using quotations anymore because now this is in my own words. I don't have to. So the children were 2 years old when the sun came out. Now remember, Margot is coming from Earth. She's coming from Ohio. She knows what it looks like. All right. I'm going to go ahead and give you 2 minutes in case you did not copy everything. If you've already copied everything and you are ready, make sure you have your Do Now in front of you. Make sure you have your double entry journal in class with you because we are going to answer another question. And we're also going to share our similarities and differences. And if you're finished writing everything, I'll see you in the live class. If you're not, you have the last minute and a half. Remember, you can always come back, watch this video, pause it, do whatever you have to do. You have the last minute. Remember, a double entry journal is going to help us with a start. It's getting us ready. We get to write the question, the answer, plus our textual evidence. You have 50 seconds left. Last 30 seconds. You have the last 15 seconds, and if you've already finished, I will see you in the live session. If not, you're still copy. Remember, you can always come back, watch the video if you need to. Alrighty, boys and girls, this concludes our pre-recorded video. I'll see everybody in our live session.